So tell me, how was the campaign?
The campaign, dear heart, was a botched affair from the beginning. You know, the Scots had nothing to do but laugh at us. The only people on our side who seemed to know what they were doing were the Earl of Strafford, when he wasn't crippled with the gout or the stone, and canny old Sir Jacob Astley. The rest of us were play actors of a very poor quality. Oh, beautifully dressed, but about as dangerous as the plumes in our hat.
What a wasted summer.
Oh, pitiful. Pitiful, dear heart. You know, first, a long, wet march to York, only to find that the enemy were already in Newcastle, the town abandoned without a shot. Never so many ran from so few. And while we brooded on our haunches in York, we hear the news that the garrison in Edinburgh has decided to surrender because the governor was down with the scurvy and afraid of losing more of his teeth. Well, there was nothing left to us but to make an armistice. And, you know, not once did I hear a trumpet, a drum, or a cannon blow, bleat, or blast in anger. And now the Scots are to occupy the 6 northern counties and be paid £1,000 a day until the peace is signed. Yes, £1,000 a day. It was a pitiful adventure, dear heart, a sham.
£1,000 a day? But
Yes.
then the king must call another parliament.
Oh, the spring session didn't do anybody much good.
No, granted, but a new one will be sterner. There will be conditions. They've had 6 months to prepare it.
I know, cowards plotting behind our backs without a shred of patriotism or a glimmer of honour.
No, not all of them. John Hampton.
Oh, yes, I know, the darling of the city, because he spoke out against ship money.
That's all very well.
Yes, but the aldermen and the fat merchantcy champions would be the very first to wail if the king didn't provide ships to protect their precious cargo. Now, I've got no time nor stomach for any of them. Lurking here in London while we marched up and down and around York with not enough to drink and board out of our wits. It's as well you weren't with us, you know. Why weren't you with us, by the way?
I'm no soldier.
Nor am I. But a strong pair of boots, a sword and pistols, and a horse that don't bolt at the first shrill of a trumpet, and any clown can call himself a soldier. Well, there's nothing else to do these days. There's no work for a poet laureate. One might as well follow the drum.
But whose drum?
Whose?
Yes.
Good God, man, can there be any choice?
Well, no, not for you, perhaps.
Well, certainly not
No,
for me.
because you have an obligation to the king.
Obligation?
Well, yes.
Hell and death, man, it's my duty. Moral, religious, emotional, call it what you will. Oh, don't tell me you have a shred of compassion for Pym and his canting followers.
I have a brother-in-law, Thomas Rush of Strafford, as you know.
Oh, yes, I know him well. A great complacent bullock.
A good man.
No gentleman.
As much a gentleman as you.
Yes, by birth, perhaps. I'm talking of the soul of a gentleman.
But no, I've heard his arguments. I understand them. They're very fair. They're very reasonable.
You talk like a lawyer.
Well, my father was a lawyer. I can't avoid it. I seem to have a fatal capacity for appreciating both sides of any quarrel. I mean, for example, one day I will listen to Archbishop Laud, and then I will read some tangled thesis that seems to prove that St. Paul never addressed Titus or Timothy as bishop, and so therefore all bishops should be destroyed. But then, of course, I remembered the Archbishop's generosity to my colleges and to my university, the books and the manuscripts that he gave, the fellowships that he endowed, and I don't know what to think.
Well, Pym and his crew made up their minds long ago. Laud will be at the top of their list, Lord and Strafford. Yes, when Parliament reassembles, the wolf pack will howl for Laud's dismissal, his disgrace, perhaps even his head. It's their price for giving money to the king.
Oh, he'd never accept such a bargain.
The beggars are in no position to argue.
No, but the Archbishop, he is a kind, gentle man.
Agreed. Agreed, but the Rushes of this world don't care for his religious thinking.
But none of his innovations are that terrible. Does the position of the altar or the use of music or vestments or candles really damage anyone's true belief?
Well, not mine. No. I attend the Queen's Mass regularly. I help the ceremonial. It does so help to pass the time. Oh, don't tell me you could ever consider following their drum, enlisting in their army of hypocrisy.
No, I've decided nothing as yet. And Strafford, you say, on this list?
Strafford above all.
Yes, well, you see, I can understand their jealousy. Even their fear. But the king would never agree, never abandon him. And Strafford is too strong for them.
Once he was an Iron Man. Now he's a sick man. Very sick. Not the Achilles who was. I believe the lady's about to wake. Oh, poor wench, she can't hold her liquor. You know, she'll have a throbbing head and her throat as cracked and dry as a trooper's boot. But look how beautiful. Look. The body of a wood nymph, the breasts of a goddess, and the manners of a sow. I've fetched some water, dear heart. The brow of Aphrodite will be as hot as Arabia, and her beautiful eyes, if she can manage to open them, will be as bloody as a split chicken.
Who is she?
Oh, we met last night in Southwark, by moonlight. I shall call her Titania. But consider, not a single political problem ever troubles her tiny mind. She only dreams of silks and jewels, and only desires an amiable, a capable gentleman such as myself to keep her warm in bed. Oh, beauty, dear heart, is a lesson to us all. The lark now leaves his watery nest, and climbing shakes his dewy wings. He takes this window for the east, and to enlist your light he sings, awake, awake, the morn will never rise